Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us this morning on October 17th at the Monterey Peninsula Buddhist Temple. And I'll wait for the siren to go by here. Sorry about that. Thank you for joining us this morning. If you could please join me in Gasho. Nirvana is called extinction of passions, the uncreated, peaceful happiness, eternal bliss, true reality. It fills the hearts and minds of all beings. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namandawats. Thank you. This morning's sutra chanting will begin with Sambujo on page 23 of your purple service books. Just a reminder that if you do not have them, you could actually, we have a link where you could actually pull that up. Jusei will be next on page 93. Thank you. Gagon Chosegan Hishimujodo Shigan Fumanzo Sefujo Shoga Gao Muryoko Fui Dai Seishu Fusai Shobengu Sefujo Shoga Gashi Jobutsudo Myosho Chojepo Kukyo Mishomon Sefujo Shoga Ryokujin Shonen Joeshu Bongyo Shigumu Jodo Isho Tenin Shi Jindiki Endai Ko Fusho Musaido Shoujo San Kumyo Kosai Shuyakunan Kai Chi Egen Meshi Konmoan Hesokusho Akudo Sudatsu Zen Shumon Kosojo Manzo Hiyoro Jepo Nichigatsu Shujuki Tenkon Pugen Hishukai Hozo Koseku Dokuho Choho Daishuchu Seppo Shishiku Kuyoi Saibut Gigu Sokushu Tokuhon Kane Shitsujoman Tokui Sangayo Yoputsumu Gechi Sudatsumi Fusho Gangaku Eri Toshi Saisho Son Shiganya Koka Taisen no Kando Kokusho Tenin Tohuchin Myoke Namandabu 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 Kani Shikudoku Namanda, 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 namanda. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. We will now do have the Gatha Namo Amida Butsu on page 174. This will be followed by the threefold refuge on page 10. The threefold refuge. Difficult is it to receive a human form. Now we are living it. Difficult is it to hear the Dharma of the Buddha. Now we hear it. If we do not cross over to the truth in the present life, in what life shall we cross over? Let us with sincerity and true reverence take refuge in the three treasures of the truth. I take refuge in the Buddha. May we, together with all sentient beings, awaken to the great way of enlightenment and to the unsurpassed intent of Amida Buddha. I take refuge in the Dharma. May we, together with all sentient beings, enter the storehouse of the Dharma, becoming like the wisdom ocean. I take refuge in the Sangha. May we, together with all sentient beings, become units in true accord and harmony with all things. The peerless, profound, and wondrous Dharma is rare to encounter, even in many hundreds and thousands of kalpas. Now we're privileged to hear and receive it. Let us thoroughly understand the true meaning of Tathagata's teaching. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Davuts. Namo Davuts. Thank you. Could you join me in Gasho again? Because the power of the vow is without limits. Even our karma, so deep and heavy, is not burdensome. Because the Buddha's vision is without bounds. Even the bewildered and wayward are not abandoned. Since we are possessed of blind passions, the Buddha receives us without judging whether our hearts are good or bad. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. So once again, good morning, everybody. I'm glad that you could join us on our YouTube channel to watch the Sunday service. I hope you and your loved ones are doing well. So I have a question for you. Why do we recite the Nembutsu? Namo Mitobutsu, Namo Mitobutsu. As Jodo Shinshu Buddhists, we recite it in our daily lives. We recite it when we come to service, but why do we recite it? That's my question for you. So Honen said that we are saved by simply reciting the Nembutsu. But what did he mean by that? So Honen saw the writings of the Buddha as something for everyone. He felt that some of the other schools of Buddhism were too complicated for the ordinary person. The ordinary person needed to understand that the Nembutsu would help you reach the enlightenment or salvation a person sought in life and in death. Any person, regardless of their status, if they were good or evil, rich or poor, could reach the Pure Land. So I'd like to read this passage to you. If you desire to free yourself quickly from birth and death, of the two excellent teachings, leave aside the path of sages in choosing, enter the Pure Land way. If you desire to enter the Pure Land way, of the two methods of practice, right and sundry, cast aside all sundry practices and choosing. Take the right practice. If you desire to perform the right practice of the two kinds of acts, true and auxiliary, further put aside the auxiliary and choosing. Solely perform the act of true settlement. The act of true settlement is to say the name of the Buddha. Saying the name unfailingly brings you about birth, for this is based on the Buddha's primal vow. So a lot of these beliefs stem from him looking up to Shantou and his teachings. Shantou wrote, at the center of his thinking lies the paradoxical belief that one is salvation, but that nevertheless, even one beyond salvation can surely be saved by the power of Amida Buddha's original vow. So when Honen was younger, he was training in the other forms of Buddhism. He continued to train, but said, essentially Buddhism includes observations of precepts, realization of concentration, and attainment of wisdom. But I cannot accomplish these threefold requirements. Is there any other way by which I could even be liberated? So Shonen looked for answers that he sought, but nobody could ever give him these answers. So when he was 43, he found that answer in Shantou's teachings. His answer was found in the Nembutsu. He left Mount Hiei for Kyoto and began to spread his teachings. Like I mentioned earlier, people felt they had found something that didn't look at who they were as a person. It was meant for everyone. Somebody once made a comment to Honen saying that his saying of the Nembutsu was better than the way his attendant said the Nembutsu. So you can imagine that Honen was not pleased with this. So with the comment, he was not pleased at all with this comment and said, well, to what purpose have you all along been listening to the doctrine of the Pure Land? That Awanosuke over there, which is his attendant, when he asked the Buddha to save him, saying Namo Mitobutsu, does just the same as I do when I offer that petition. There is not the slightest difference between us. So like I said, Honen wasn't really quite happy with that, and he's pretty much saying that this pretty much the statement is very strong and it's a true one. So the Nembutsu, when said, it comes from inside you. It comes from the true you. We are all the same when we recite it. You hear me constantly talk about in the services that I give that it doesn't matter who you are coming to this temple. We are all the same people. We are all human beings. We are all sentient beings. We are one. That is who we are. We are all interconnected on this world in this life. So the Nembutsu is for everyone to embrace. And Honen wanted us to realize this. He found his way, and now it is our turn to find ours. Please join me in Gasho. Do not meaninglessly despise yourself, weaken your heart, and doubt the Buddha's wisdom, which surpasses conceptual understanding. The mind of trust alone is essential. There is no need to consider anything else. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you. We will now have the Gatha on Doksan 2. I'm sorry, I did not write it down. On Doksa 2 on page 220 of your service book. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. For announcements this morning, if you go to our website, you will find all the most up-to-date information on what's going on here at the temple, when we'll be opening up, if there's any online classes, and our services for which will be posted on YouTube. We will still be doing our YouTube, we will still be doing our service here, streaming for you to enter your home, so we can still be in some ways together. So that's pretty much it. So let me go ahead and close with my closing reading. If you join me in Gasho, please. Nirvana is called Buddha nature, beyond our ability to attain it in the state of foolish beings. We will realize it on reaching the land of peace. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. So thank you. That concludes this morning's service. I'm very happy that you were able to join us. Please share this link with your friends and family members in case they weren't able to attend it. Thank you to Hans and Larry for making sure that we're up and running this morning. I hope you all stay safe. Take care of yourselves, take care of your community, and thank you. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu.